What's up, everybody? This will be part 2 of the wood framing for our 36 by 48 barndominium shop house, whatever you want to call it. I didn't point this out the other day, but we had a little incident here when we were framing, when we had everybody here. I'll show you the ground here, and you're not really gonna be able to tell, but that used to be red. All those droplets used to be red. And what happened was Mr. Mustache somehow nicked his finger with the nail gun, shot a nail, and it skimmed his finger, and we got really lucky. It was just a little nick. It bled a little bit, but it was just a small nick. We got to looking, and he says, "Hey, Mike, I think your nail gun is broken. I think there's something wrong with it." And we get to looking, and I had noticed this crack here. You can see that that is split. There's like an air gap down in there. And I thought it was supposed to be like that. I just thought it was an air gap. I noticed that when I first got the thing. And I just kept using it, and it worked pretty well for me. If you bump it, if you hold it and shoot the trigger, it wasn't really working. So we determined that that was broken, which sucks because that is not my nail gun. I borrowed it from my uncle. So what I did is I went down and just bought the cheap one from Home Depot, something to get by. So I'll use that, and then I'll probably end up giving this to my uncle and hopefully trying to find this little nose cone part for this other nail gun. You can see it's a Hitachi, and it's that little nose piece. It's this whole assembly here I think you would need. So I don't know. There might be one on eBay, but I started using it again, and then in my head I just knew that that was broken, and I didn't feel comfortable with it, like after I saw it nick Mustache's finger. But we got a new one, so we're gonna keep framing. Alright, everybody, I just wanted to show you the layout that I'm doing for the walls. This is going to be this middle section here that I have just staged. And this one, as far as windows goes, I believe, yeah, this one has the most windows in it. So it's taken me, I bet, almost an hour, maybe 45 minutes, because I needed to go over here. I'll start over here. I'll show you over here. I figured out kind of where the stairs are going to be landing. So I came up with this mark right here that is just short of 5 feet. And then that'll hypothetically be the edge of the inside kitchen wall at 63 inches. So that is the outer edge of the stair landing. They land over here at 11.5 feet, or I'm sorry, 11.5 inches. So right here I gave myself about a 4-foot landing for when the stairs come up. There'll be a wall right here, so you have almost a little mud area sitting here as soon as you come up to the top of the stairs. So I had to figure that, and then I had to figure out where the kitchen was. Oops, sorry, let me back up. We wanted a window right at the top of the stairs as soon as you crest over to the landing. So I had to figure out where the window was going to be right there. So then we wanted a pretty good sized window right in the middle of the kitchen. and that took me a little more figuring. I think what I went with was a total width of 12 feet. And what I did with that is I took that 12 and cut it in half. So I went to my center line at 6 feet, hypothetically, in the middle of the kitchen, and took that window and put the center of that window on the center line. I think it is almost a 5-foot window. I think it's 54 inches or something like that, 4.5 feet. So we're gonna have a big window right here in the kitchen looking out that way. That's only the upstairs windows. I wanted a window downstairs in the shop to let some natural light in underneath there. So this is where it gets a little funky, because I didn't want to frame a window on top of a window, if that makes sense, over 16 feet. I didn't think it would be super strong. So what I did there is, this was just the nature of the beast. I took the gap that was in between the two windows and put that as my downstairs window. So let me show you that on the layout. Alright, so you can see I got my first stud marked there, and then I came, and this is where that top of the stair window is going, and it actually worked out perfect because my regular stud should be at that 3/4 mark rather than the 1/2 inch mark, but that's okay. That just makes the studs closer together. So I was able to move it over 1/2 inch, so that's acted as my king. I got my jack and I got my windowsill stud. Moving through, there's going to be a cripple, and then we're back over to the other side. This is just a small up and down slider, back to the sill, jack, king, and then back to the regular studs. So that's the upstairs window, top of the stairs. Right here is the beginning of the downstairs window. I got my king, jack, sill, and there's a cripple. You can see another stud would have landed right there on the other side of the still, so that's got to be a cripple. So it's going king, jack, sill, cripple. Here's another cripple, and then we're already to the edge of this downstairs window with the sill, jack, king stud. Right upstairs, there's no in between on these. These are going to be a big pack of studs right next to each other, so I think it'll be okay. And this is going back to that big window I was talking about up in the kitchen. So you can see I got my king, my jack, and my sill stud. Right over here would be another one, but there's a window here, so it's a cripple. Upstairs at least. This is running full length all the way up to that window. So this is a big window. There's a cripple, there's another cripple, there's another one, and then we're back over to our sill, jack, and our king stud. And it looks like, I don't know what I got going here. I think I just marked it on the wrong side. I got to put that K over here. I got to refigure, but that K should be here. Then we're back over to regular studs and finishing it out at the end. So as you can see, there is a little bit to it. I've never done this though. This is the first time I've ever built anything like this. Any stick built building. I've built like a pole shed that maybe had 6 posts on it total, so not very big. So this is like the only traditional framing I've ever done, ever. Just started it. All you have to do is just research it. There's so much information on how to do this, but there is a little bit to it. This has taken me a while. Like I said, I bet I've been at this for probably almost an hour now, just trying to figure out where everything's going, so I'm not cutting nails apart and sawing walls apart that I've already built. Trying not to waste time, but it's going good. We got a couple more walls going on here. They're pretty tedious, lots of windows. So this is all upside down here, but that is the top of the stairs. Well, they will enter a little slider window there. This one down here is in the shop, just to let a little light in downstairs. And then this one here is actually a crank window, so the window will kind of open out as you crank it. It'll open out up, and this will be in the kitchen. So that's what we got going on there. And then we got this one going on as well, and this one was almost even a little more intricate. So this is the biggest window that we salvaged out of our house. This is like almost a 5-foot by 5-foot window, I believe. So we got that going on. This is in the living room, so it'll be facing out south. And then we got our door in the bottom, and that's just to get into the building. That's our front door. coming back over here, this is also in the living room, and this is a side slide, and that is also a side slide, and they're damn near the same size. So we got the big one, we got the side slide in the living quarters upstairs, and then we got this other vertical slide downstairs just to let more light in. Then the garage door will be going over here. So everything's laid out pretty good. This one, I put it all together. I keep forgetting to factor in the sill plate. I don't know why, but I'm trying to remember to do that. So I had to cut that one apart to put the sill in. This one I remembered to put the sill in. And the bottom I even remembered to put the sill in, so that's cool. This is kind of funky. I don't know if this is, you know, legit with what I got going on here with how I got these windows and doors laid out. I mean, this one, I got a window directly over a door, so, and I got it framed up, you know, how I think it needs to be framed up, but I don't know. We'll see. We'll see if we got a sag. This wall, in my opinion, isn't totally a load-bearing wall because this is running this way. A lot of the load is going to be on these two side walls here rather than the front and back walls. So this isn't, you know, super critical. I don't think this is a big deal the way I got this framed, but I don't know. Let me know down in the comments if you frame or if you know anything about framing. But yeah, trucking away. So I got to lay this one back down to put some strip sheathing on the outside. I'm gonna build that other half of it right here tomorrow. Everything else should be fairly straightforward. I tried to do the hardest walls first because I knew these were going to be pretty tedious framing in the windows, at least for me, because this is the first time I've ever framed anything. That back one's just going to have one bedroom window in it, so that'll be pretty easy to frame. The garage door, I can't get a hold of the guy with the beam, so we need to get our beam for our header for the garage door. I got a beam milled, so we need that. And we're pretty much there. We're getting close at least. If you haven't already, hit that like button down at the bottom. It helps support me making these videos. Also subscribe, please. We got a lot of content coming out, so it's gonna be cool watching these videos. When we go to set these trusses, it's gonna be super interesting. So you wanna check that out. Hit the notification bell just so you have notifications for when we have videos coming out. Thanks, we'll see you later.